So let's create a function, and this function is going to show our planet. So we say show planet, and we say with, and we are passing a name of the planet, which is a string. So this function, all it knows that we give it a name of the planet, and it's going to show it on our view. So in order for the planet to show, for this function to show a planet, it has to get an image, and it has to get the fact from our for our planet. So let's get the first one, which is our image. So we can image is UI image, which is user interface image, and in order to get image, we are going to check. We are going to instantiate it with a name. So I'm saying let planet image is equals, and we say UI image. Then we are going to initialize one with a name. It says named string, and you see that the return type is UI image with question mark, which means it's an optional. And the reason is optional, I can put name something here, and then it goes to our assets here and tries to look with a picture with name that we have provided. In our case, it's something. And when it goes through, it doesn't find anything, and then it comes back, it says my current value is nil because I didn't find an image with name something. But if we are going to pass our name here for our planet, we're going to just put the name value here, which is a string. So our image, planet image, is an optional, and if it finds some kind of asset in our assets with such a name, it's going to return it. So before we can set our image to our image view here on top that we have created, planet image view, we want to make sure that our UI image has returned some kind of value. So we say if, and then I'm going to say planet image, and you see that it's an optional type image. See, it's a UI image with question mark. And then we say if it's not equals to nil, it means it has returned some kind of value. I want to say planet image view, which is our image view from our storyboard, and every image view has a parameter image. So we can access our image view and say dot image, and you see it's an optional image, so it may have an image or no. Now we can pass our planet image, so we say this planet image view dot image is equals to our planet image, and we say else. I'm going to say print, in case if we didn't get any image back, I'm going to say print no such image in assets. Now this way, like, we have some kind of error control, and put comment, say try to get an image for the planet. Right, and then we need to get the facts. So we say try to get the facts of the planet. So again, we are going to access our dictionary, and our dictionary is a key value. So if we pass a key of Mercury, for example, it's going to bring the value about our Mercury, and if we pass Earth, it's going to bring the value Earth. So since we are passing our planet name here, I can say if let, this is another way of checking if it's an optional or no, because remember, when we pass a key, our dictionary may not have any value connected to that key, and then it's going to return nothing, nil. So we say if let, and I say fact is equals, and we say planet facts, and then I need to pass my key here, which is the name of my planet I want to show here, and then we check if this has any value. So it means our fact here, a temporary variable, will have a value. Then I'm going to say facts text view, and every text view has a parameter .text, And you see when we are setting this one is not an optional, it's unwrapped text, so it has to have a value. And we say that factTextView.text is equals, and then we pass our fact here, which is our temporary variable here. So if we have something in our planet facts under our key, we're going to set this as a text of our facts view. We put else, and then we say print, say didn't find any facts about, and we can pass our name here. So we have this simple function. Let's get rid of these empty lines here. When we pass some kind of name here, and then it tries to find an image and tries to find a fact about this planet and shows it to us. So if I run my application now, we're not going to see any difference, because the only thing runs on the start is our viewDidLoad function, and we're not doing anything in our viewDidLoad function, so nothing happens. So what I want to do in my when my application loads is to show the first planet. So I can say let first planet name is equals, and remember I have here array of planet names, and since it's an array I can use the key, the index. So I can say planet names, and then I want to access the index 0, which is our first planet. And then I can call my show planet with name, and the name is going to be my first planet name. So let's try this. I'm going to run my application. And let's click enter, and you see that we have our facts about our planet, which I can scroll down, but we have no image. And here in our console says no such image in assets. So let's go to our code here where it says no such image in assets, and here we are printing, we are passing our name here, so to find an image represented with this name. So currently it didn't find any asset linked with this name, so it means something is wrong with our name or with our asset. In order to find the problem, let's say print, and I'm going to print, let's have a code here, the planet name is, and we're going to pass our name here. So let's rerun our code and see what is the name of our planet that we cannot find assets for. And if I open up, it says no such image for asset, and then it says the planet name is Mercury. Okay, so let's go to our assets and see if we have some kind of asset there as Mercury. We do have a Mercury, but you see it's written in small letters, while our Mercury name of the planet is with capital letter, because our array that holds the planet names, it starts with the capital letters. And our keys here are also with capital letters, and our asset names are with small letters. So it would be very good if there was a way to convert a name from capital to small, because the only solution right now is to go and rename all my assets here. And imagine if I had like 20-30 planets with their moons, etc., and I need to rename all of them, which is really hard work and I don't want to do it. So there is a quite handy function with our strings that it can uppercase or lowercase the string. So I can say here, where is our image? When we are using the name here, I can say dot, because this is a string, I can say lowercase, and this is a function, and when you call this on a string, it takes the current string and convert it to lower string. So if I run my code now, and let's open my application, click enter, you will see that I do have a planet now, because we have converted our Mercury name to lowercase, and it apparently has something in our assets. So you see, it was some simple debugging here, even though we had no errors, but we had visual error here. Our application wasn't complete, we couldn't find our image. So by simply using a print statement and our logic, we find that the name doesn't match with the name in our assets. So we fixed this by changing it to lowercase. Now let's get to our next button. Right now when I click, nothing happens. Actually, our application will crash, technically, or no, it doesn't. I have deleted the segue. Yeah, I have deleted the segue. So we have this next button, and what we want to do is every time we click our next button, I want to go to the next planet in my planet name array, and I want to present that planet. So we have this index here in our viewDidLoad. We are showing the index 0. So I want to have some kind of way to show the index 1, 2, 3, etc. So let's create a global variable here. Say var planet index, and it's going to start at 0. So I can use this planet index in my viewDidLoad function instead of 0. So my planet index can be dynamic, and on the loading or application, it's going to have a value 0. So if I run, nothing is going to change, because it's still, we just replace the 0 with another variable name which has value of 0. So let's just double check if everything is working. The next button still doesn't work, which is normal. Then every time I click on the next button, I want to add 1 to my planet index. So I say planet index plus equals 1. So my my index will be 1, 2, 3, 4, how many times I will click it. Then we can take our function, we say show planet with name, and here we need to pass our name, and this I'm going to use a short way, otherwise I would have to do this. This way it's going to run our code, because we are creating a local variable first planet name, and we have the same local variable in our viewDidLoad, and this is absolutely normal because these variables are local and we can call them same name. Then we say first planet name is equals planet index, but before we call planet index, we are adding 1 to our planet index, so it's now a planet 2. So what I want to do is, instead of have a first planet name, because this is no longer correct, it's going to be second planet name, third planet name, etc. So I want to remove this and take this code here, and instead, when I'm calling show planet with name, I'm going to use this nested type here. So first I get this, and then I pass it as a parameter. And before we were first getting our planet name from our array, then using it as a parameter in our function here. But what we can do is shorten the line. So instead of 2 lines, now we have 1 line, and we just pass our index here as our array return type as a name of our planet. So if I run my code now, and if I click enter, see that we have Mercury now. If I click next, it's going to move to Venus and the text is changing. If I click next one more time, it moves to Earth. So every time I click 1, it adds 1 to the index, and then it grabs the next object in our array, and then automatically the facts about our next object. But let's see what happens if we keep clicking next. So the Mars is the last planet, and if I click next, it tries to get the planet number 5, because currently if I let's say print current index is, and I can pass my index here, planet index, and let's rerun.